Reginald Peoples here in RWB Sports. Once again, we've made a trip up to a little small town in Pennsylvania. It's called Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Back in the day, Bethlehem used to be a booming steel industry. We have shots of the steel mills that are still here and the steel stacks that are still going on today. No, they're not operational, they're not running, but the remnants are still here. Well, years ago, a little small business came in called Sands, and that's the Sands Casino, which is now considered the Wind Creek Casino. Well, December 8th, here at the Wind Creek Casino, Marshall Kaufman, Andy Ford, James Bartley, and King's Promotions are bringing back Ring War 7. If you've been a part of King's Promotions over this year, you know that they have put on some outstanding shows and they have traveled all over. They have become RWB Sports Magazine Promoter of the Year this year. Well, this show is not going to be any different, as they showcase a lot of the local athletes here in the Bethlehem, Allentown, Reading, Pennsylvania area. Well, we have an opportunity today to interview one of the showcase on the card on December 8th. I call her Pennsylvania's adopted daughter. Everybody else calls her Pure Perfection. Her parents call her Shamara Woods. That's right, I'm talking about Shamara Pure Perfection Woods. And she has fought, she's got 3 total fights already, but she makes her home debut, her adopted home debut, December 8th. And I, RWB Sports, get the privilege of interviewing her right here where this great event is going to take place. So, if you just hold on to your hat, stay tuned, you'll be able to see and witness firsthand the interview with Shamara Pure Perfection Woods and myself, Reginald Peoples, and RWB Sports. I'm looking forward to it, I'm excited about it, and I hope you're just excited about it as I am. So, December 8th, if you don't have tickets, get your tickets, because Ring War 7 is going to be another dynamic event put on by King's Promotions, and you don't want to miss it because they come right back in January and they're going to have another show that's going to be placed at the Live Casino in Philadelphia. So once again, they're on the mark of maybe becoming a 2-time repeater of RWB Sports Magazine Promoter of the Year. So stay tuned. Hello and welcome to RWB Sports. Just like I mentioned earlier, we're here in Bethlehem, PA, at a little place called the Wind Creek Casino, where at the Wind Creek Event Center, December 8th, there's going to be another Ring War 7 going on. And that's put on by King's Promotions, Marshall Kaufman, Andy Ford, and James Bartley. Well, in the meantime, I've had the opportunity to bring in Pennsylvania's own adopted daughter by way of Orlando, and you've seen her on the show before and you've seen me interview her before, but this interview is going to be a little special just because the simple fact is she will be making her adopted home debut December 8th right here at the Wind Creek Event Center. So if you don't have your tickets, please get out, get your tickets, because it's going to be a show to remember. It's actually going to be the last show of King's Promotions of the year before they come right back in January in Philadelphia at the Live Casino. So, first of all, welcome, Ms. Woods. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Oh, good. Well, how is camp going?
Camp's been going really good. We've been training so hard. We've adapted a couple new things when it comes to strength and conditioning, when it comes to my sparring partners, when it comes to the work we're getting. So this camp has been about 8 weeks, and it's been a strong camp.
Okay. Well, now I know that this is going to be your home debut, as I call it. I know Orlando's home. You've had a few fights down there already, but you're actually coming home to make your home debut.
Yes, I am.
How nervous are you?
I don't want to say nervous, more excited to finally show people, like, especially since I live here, like, this is where I'm training, this is where I'm coming out of. So I'm not nervous, I'm super excited. I can't wait to perform for everybody. Okay, now,
and I know people say that boxing is an individual sport. In all reality, boxing is actually a team sport because you have a team behind you, even though they're doing different things and you're the only one in the ring, but you have a team behind you. Now, with this being, you know, your home debut, Your coach, Fernando,
Yes.
I know he has trained several fighters in the past, and he's trained you, and he's taken you to Orlando, he's taken you to the Dominican. And I want to stop right there. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, let's put a prayer out for the Dominican Republic right now, because they are witnessing and going through some terrible weather right now, a lot of flooding, a lot of lives lost, hurricanes coming up through there. So I want to implement that just because I know we travel all over and we do a lot of things, and we just want to put that out there for the Dominican Republic, and let's have prayers out for them. But let's get back to what we were talking about. How nervous is he? Have you felt any different type of energy coming from your coach?
No, Coach pretty much, Coach always goes into a fight 150. So I will say we've tightened up on little things that I kind of struggle with as far as dieting, as far as my running. But I wouldn't say he's nervous for this fight. I'd say he's locked in as much as we are.
Right.
So I will say this fight, he's studied, he's done the research, he's done everything a coach is supposed to do to prepare me for my next fight. So
Right.
the same way he gave me 150% for my first fight is the same way he's giving me 150% for this fight, especially because it's my first belt.
Right, it is. And I was going to mention that because this is your first title fight coming up.
Correct.
And I know that here over the past few weeks, if you've watched Split T at the 2300 Arena, you saw Bumblebee Cruz, which is your girl who trains out of
Correct.
Showstoppers, just like you with David Hamilton and those guys over there. And also we have Bantamweight champion that's right here in Bethlehem as well,
Yes.
out of Indio's gym. And I'm talking about Jonathan Rodriguez, who just won last Saturday on Dance.
Yes,
So
sir.
with all this going on and all the presents set for all the hype and all the straps coming to the East Coast, does that make you, with the title being on the line, does that make you train any harder, or that make you feel any different that you have to come back victorious?
Well, I go into every fight knowing 150% that I'm gonna win. There's never a doubt in my mind. So the fact that there's a belt on the line, it makes me hungrier. But I put in the same effort that I put into this fight if there wasn't a belt on the line. Every fight I go in with the intentions to win, and with the mindset that I'm here to show everybody what pure perfection can do.
All right, and that name alone is just, it's a fabulous name, and when we sat down and designed your logo and your apparel and things like that, which you can get, by the way, so we're going to show it off real quick. If you want Pure Perfection apparel, it is available. You can contact her, and we can get it made for you, any size, any color, whatever you want, hats, hoodies, sweatpants, jogging suits, whatever you got, we can make it for you. But with that being said, how are you mentally preparing for this contest?
For this fight mentally, I shut out any distractions. Of course, I'm on social media because I have to promote, I have to get my name out there. But as far as my personal life, anything that causes me to be even a little bit upset, anything that causes me to stray away a little bit, I shut everything out, whether it's family, friends, and I pretty much isolate because I never want to go into a fight worried or stressed out about anything. I want to be 150% focused. So again, like I said, this fight, the same way I did my first fight, I go in with the mindset that I'm here to dominate.
All right, and we've been seeing a lot of flashy outfits as they walk into the ring. Now, are you going to give us a little hint of what you may come in the ring with, or are you going to let it be a surprise?
No, I'll give you a hint. Obviously, my son is here. Everyone knows me. I am Frankie's mommy, so just be on the lookout for Frankie's mommy, and of course, me dressed in all white because that is my favorite color to be in.
All right. Well, that's about all that we have as far as the boxing goes. Now, let's go back to Shamara. Shamara, as she has made her journey from Chicago to Orlando to Pennsylvania.
Correct.
In those travels, along the way, what got you into boxing and to love it the way you do?
A lot of people actually ask me this question, and I'm very honest. I got into boxing when I moved to Florida because I moved from Chicago, and it was a hard adjustment to move to the South. I didn't make friends very easily. I was always in street fights. I was always fighting in school, and I needed an outlet. And I've done every sport, and most people don't know, but I did cheerleading, I did volleyball, I did basketball, I did track and field, and nothing really stuck. I was good in it, but nothing was like, until one day I decided I wanted to do boxing. I walked into a boxing gym with my mother, and I just fell in love. I was like, this is it. And I was at 14 years old, and here I am at 27. It really helped me. It really guided me. It really kept me out of jail because my coach just at the time didn't allow me to fight in the street, and if I did, there were consequences. So it really kept me in line to a certain degree. Of course, at 14, 15 years old, you're kind of out there doing things you shouldn't be doing, but I still had boxing in the back of my head, and I always looked forward to going to it after school. So it was just one of those things that clicked.
Right. And that's usually how it happens, because you got a lot of young kids out there today that are going through that same scenario. They're in a single parent home, or they're in a bad area, and the only way out is the streets, because the streets are showing them more love than the love they get at home, not because the parents don't love them, but it could be just simply because the parents are having to work so much to provide. So the parents aren't home. So the streets are showing them more love than they get at home, so they gravitate towards the streets. What advice can you give a young fighter coming up, male or female, that is having those thoughts in their head and they're having those issues going on? What can you tell them about sports, and not just boxing, but about any organized sport that can help them, channel that energy to something else?
I would really say, and a lot of people don't bring this up, but I would really say you have to take a look at your friends. You have to take a look at the environment you're in. You have to see what your friends are doing, And I've seen a lot of my friends going to jail. I've seen a lot of my friends die. And you kind of have to sit back and process, like, is this the life I really want? And a lot of people don't think 2-3 years ahead of time. We're very now in the moment. But if you take a second and step back and it's like, do I want to spend half my life in jail? Do I want to spend half my life in a coffin, or actually all your life?
Right,
yeah,
the rest of your life.
The rest of your life in a coffin. And that was what kind of hit me for I went to an alternative school, and I had gotten in trouble at an alternative school. And so that's what really hit me. So I have to say, take a look at what you want your future to be like. And if you really are looking for something to fit into, join a sport, because that sport, that team, that's what really wraps their hands around you. I was so thankful for my team growing up. I was so thankful for the boxing gym I was in, because it gave me an outlet. When I was frustrated and I had days that I was just angry, I was able to go in and just hit a bag. I was able to go in and not have to worry about, okay, if I do something else, I might end up in jail. If I do something else, I might kill this person. So you really have to look at, what do I want my life to be like?
And that's very, very, very true. Me going through in boxing growing up, I channeled my kids towards something else, because I know boxing is a brutal sport, and you could easily get killed in boxing, so I didn't want my kids to suffer the way their dad suffered in order to make a living for them. Now, with you having a young son, and with you being in the forefront of the boxing community here in the area, do you want, or are you going to allow your son to box if he wants to?
Absolutely. He's been at the gym with me since 9 months. My son has been in the gym sitting every single day, has gone to my matches. So if it's something that he would like to pursue, I would say go for it. There's never going to be something he says he wants to do that I'm like, no, you can't do that. As far as boxing, I think it really offers a lot of discipline. It really, especially with
Yes.
the right coach, it guides them in life. So boxing for me is not just about boxing. It's about the things you do outside of the gym. So boxing, even as adults, stops me from going to clubs, stops me from drinking, stops me
Right.
from wanting to smoke, stops me from wanting to be around anything that could jeopardize what I'm doing. So if boxing's the choice that he wants, of course I'd say go for it. And if he decides he wants to be an MMA fighter, I'm not going to be happy because MMA's
Yes.
maybe breaking bones. But if that's what he wants, I'm all for it. Any
Right.
sport, whether it's soccer, I really believe, especially because it offers such positivity, I'd rather him
Right.
be doing that than in a gang running the streets.
Exactly.
bringing more harm
Absolutely
to our
correct.
community.
Absolutely correct. Because you want to try to eliminate the dangers that are out there in the city, and you can do that by
implementing and putting your kids in events like that. Now, with Frankie sitting here, because I know that's a question that I ask you, so I'm going to ask him the same question and bring him into this interview because RWB Sports is about family. And one thing we do is that we include everyone as part of the family.
Yes.
And so let me ask you, Frankie, if you had the opportunity, because I know I've seen you on social media, and you have been part of the gym, and you have been 100% part of Mama's journey the entire way. How do you feel, first of all, about Mommy being a professional boxer?
Good.
You feel good about it? Now, how do you feel as far as your journey goes? Do you think that you will probably follow in the same footsteps?
I think I want to be a boxer because I'm fast, so right, that's for sure.
You got fast hands, you got fast feet. Well, and that's one of the big things in boxing that will help you go a long way because the sport of boxing is to get to hit and not get hit. And as long as you have fast reflexes, I think you will be a good candidate for boxer. Now, RWB Sports next year, we didn't get to do it this year, but next year we're going to have RWB Sports Magazine Fighter of the Year. All right, now we're going to have Fighter of the Year amateur and professional, male and female. So if you're competing, you're already 7, correct? And you compete when you're 8. So if you're competing by 8 years old, you have an opportunity to become RWB Sports Magazine's Amateur Fighter of the Year. Does that sound good to you?
Yes.
That makes you want to work a little harder?
Yes.
Well, good. I'm glad it does. And I'm thanking you for being a part of this interview because, like I said, family is very important. And, one thing that we stress also with our youth that are still in school, that take on extracurricular activities, is that you get your studies, all right? You make sure that your homework comes first, okay? All that other stuff can come second. It's always going to be there, but you have to make good grades. And the reason I say that is because a lot of athletes leave school all the way up through college with the dream of making it to the big leagues. So they put school on the back burner and they don't dedicate themselves to school like they dedicate themselves to their sport. And when they do that and they graduate and they don't make it to the league or they don't make it to the professional level, then they have nothing to fall back on because they did not take school seriously.
And if you don't do school, then you'll never make it in life.
There you go. That I could not have said it any better. You want to say that again? Just look at the camera and say that again for all the kids out there.
If you don't go to school in life, then you won't be able to make it in life because school is the thing that matters more important than all of the other stuff.
Very well said. I couldn't have said it better myself. So any young athletes out there who are looking to go into whatever sport you go into, always remember your education comes first. All right? You got to have an education because if you do make it to the big leagues, you got to know how to manage your money. You don't want someone else managing your money, okay? Because if you do, then you'll be doing all that work for nothing. All right? Well, I want to thank you, and I want to thank your mom for taking time out of your day to come out here and spend it with me here at the Wind Creek Casino. Now, December 8th, your mom's fight. RWB Sports is going to be here. Now, are you going to sit at the table with RWB Sports and commentate on your mom's fight with me?
Yes.
Well, I'll be looking forward to it because, you know, I need all the help I can get. I can only do so much. So, you know, I have a big backing with Pure Perfection, so I will be commentating, but I will also probably be watching the fight and missing a lot of things that should be going on. So I'm going to need your backup. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Frankie, thank you very much. And if you do a great job, I think you should get paid. What do you think? All right, good deal. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Reginald Peoples in RWB Sports, and we've had the pleasure of sitting here with Frankie Woods and his mom, Pure Perfection, Pennsylvania's adopted daughter, Shamara, Pure Perfection Woods. And I would close it out, but I'm not going to because this is not my show. This show is about her. So, Shamara?
I would like to thank everybody for all the support, all the fans, because of course us athletes are nothing without our fans. Everyone that messages me, everyone that wishes me luck, everyone that is constantly just reminding me to push forward no matter what. Of course, I'd like to thank my coach Fernando and Coach Rashad. Coach Fernando just is amazing. He's a coach that constantly pushes me, not just in boxing, but in life. Y'all, he just walked through the camera. I would like to thank Rashad because he is my strength and conditioning coach, and everybody that just is great for this camp. So, they walking through again. Y'all, it's okay. It's cool. It's all right. And of course, I would like to thank RWB Sports because without them, who would be doing this interview? They also do my apparel. They created my logo. So there's a lot of hands in the pot. I'd like to thank Split T and Adidas Boxing because we recently did secure a boxing sponsorship with Adidas Boxing. So again, thank you guys. And just be on the lookout. We're on the rise. And I can't wait to fight for the belt. I'd like to thank the NBA also for giving me this amazing opportunity to fight December 8th. You know, this is my first belt. We're going to be 4-0, baby. Tell me someone else that's doing this like we are.
Well, there you go, young lady. Thank you very much. And once again, I do apologize for the interruptions because I guess we didn't have barriers up to let them know. But even though, if you don't have your tickets, please go ahead, get your tickets. You can go to the box office. You can get in touch with, do you still have tickets?
I actually only have 5 general admission left and only 10 $75 left. So we are basically sold out. I know you can go online. If there are any available online, you can use promo code WOODS to purchase yours. You can also contact me via Instagram, pureperfection_SW, or on Facebook, Shamara Woods. But if you don't get them by fight day, you're going to be out of luck.
Well, because I don't know, I think BNG TV, I think they will be streaming it. I'm
Okay.
not sure, but I will get that information for you and put it up on the site. But it's been a pleasure. Once again, it's always a pleasure to sit down and
Thank
talk
you.
to you. It's always a pleasure to see you, young man. When I see Mom, I know I'm going to see you, so it gives me an opportunity to bounce off of your energy because you're full of energy. You make me feel young again, even though I'm only, but you know, so we will go from there. This is Reginald Peoples, Shamara Woods, and Frankie Woods, and this is RWB Sports, and we'll see you in the tournament.
Thank you.